Thank you all for joining us today for this exciting webinar. We are thrilled to have such an enthusiastic group of future HR professionals with us. Your decision to spend time here speaks volume about your commitment to growing and learning in the HR field. We have an engaging session today lined up, and we hope you will leave today with valuable insights that will help you as you shape your future career. Once again, thank you for being here and let's dive into the session. So over to you, Godwin.
Thank you. Thank you, Reena. Welcome, everyone. It is a fantastic day and welcome to Helevate HR Launchpad webinar. We're going to spend 3 hours of quality time with amazing HR professionals who are in the industry for decades together, who's going to share their insights. And I'm going to introduce quickly what is this HR Launchpad is all about and what is Helevate, why is Helevate doing or conducting such events. So we have we have crossed 100 participants. So we do have more and more people to join in a few minutes. So before we start the actual session in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to quickly tell you what is HR Launchpad, why this HR Launchpad is. So our ultimate goal in Helevate, it's called MAFA's HR Elevation Program and Certification. All this model is initiated by MAFA and CL Group, by the founders and the directors for a particular reason to help aspiring HR graduates who are aspiring to be professionals groom into sharper and stronger HR professionals hitting the market space with fantastic caliber that is needed in the market. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain here is there is a lot of opportunities for HR professionals. That opportunity is going to be exposed in the journey that we take. So it's a community we have tried to form. So everyone who has participated or registered for this event will get further communications to associate with this, we can call it club, a community of HR aspiring professionals. And even as you grow, Helevate is going to be helping you with acceleration. We call it acceleration. There is a pedagogy that we follow in Helevate, where it is not just the fresh opportunity, fresh learning. As a beginner into HR profession, we equip you work integrated learning. Not only that, we also help you excel further in your corporate journey. So today we're going to deal into one important topic on understanding the corporate landscape. So Reena is going to anyway introduce each and every keynote speakers as they start speaking. So our vision is to touch all over India, every tier 2, tier 3, every college in metros, every college students who are aspiring to get into HR profession, studying MBA HR or MA HRM or MSW HR or any of HR related programs to get into human resources as their career. Our Helevate is going to help them, and HR Runway is going to be a bridge that helps them. HR Launchpad is going to be a bridge that helps them get into that community. So our mission is to connect all cutting edge technologies that is involved in HR, new concepts that is introduced into HR to be exposed to our future HR professionals. So with that, we want to bring in a lot more, not just webinars. We're also planning a conclave very soon, where it is going to be a 1-day, 2-day conclave, a big event where we have even more multiple experts and researchers and HR professionals coming in, sharing their insight, giving us opportunity. Lot many things we are planning, and it's going to be a network of community where we can also share and get quality leads from the network. So all that is going to come with that excitement. I want to proceed further with introducing you or letting you know the agenda for the day. So till 5 o'clock, we're going to spend. It starts with the welcome that I'm going on now. So next comes our first keynote speaker, Dr. Himanshu. So after his 30 minutes of speech, then we start with Mr. Jashwant sir. So post Jashwant sir, we have Ms. Sunita presenting us a wonderful topic. And each and every topic, what they speak, everything, Reena is going to introduce you and then they come in, right? So in that journey, we have a Q&A session, very interesting session where we will discuss at length. You can share questions, you can, so this is more of a webinar model. So you will not be able to speak because it's a more conference, lot many people participating. So it's going to be where you can see the screen. You have something called Q&A, and we also push polls where you can participate. So be sharp and participate in polls. be attentive, responding to question, Q&As and all that. So after the Q&A session, we will have an introduction of fantastic products, which is going to help you with this career journey in finding a good job or helping you become a stronger candidate for interviews, all that, introduce you. And from there, we are going to wrap up. And we also have alerts on how to get the e-cert. That also will come at the beginning and the end. So be watchful. Okay, all the best, guys. Thank you so much. Over to Reena. Thank you so much.
So that was a detailed introduction from Godwin on what we are going to do today and the agenda of the day. So let me now start with our first keynote speaker, Dr. Himanshu Garg. So let me give detailed introduction first about him. So introducing our esteemed speaker for today's session, Dr. Himanshu Garg. He comes with an illustrious career spanning over a decade. Dr. Himanshu Garg has made a significant mark in the world of human resources. He is currently the director and co-founder of Propel X. He is a learning and development specialist, a talent acquisition expert, and a performance improvement coach. Beyond his expertise, he is known for his passion for helping teams and individuals reach their highest potential while ensuring a balance between professional growth and personal well-being. Dr. Himanshu Garg's journey in HR has nothing been short of a remarkable experiences. He has been an instrumental in designing people's first HR policies that align with an organization's mission and values, shaping the careers of countless professionals. His experience spans across drafting and implementing onboarding processes that streamline team integration to reduce assimilation time and working with major corporate entities and prestigious institutions to equip future business leaders with skills that they need to thrive in today's dynamic work environment. What makes now Dr. Himanshu Garg unique is that his hands-on approach to training and development. His training sessions are not just packed with knowledge, but are tailored to address the real-world challenges, ensuring that participants leave not just inspired, but empowered to apply what they have learned. Whether he is coaching CEOs or mentoring fresh graduates, Dr. Himanshu Garg's ability to adapt his content to different audiences has made him sought-after expert in this field. Today, Dr. Himanshu Garg will share his insights on a critical topic of all aspiring HR professionals, building a strong HR foundation. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Himanshu Garg. Over to you, Dr. Himanshu.
Thank you very much, Reena. I'm humbled and honored by the wonderful introduction that you have given. I will try to live up to the expectation. And yes, yesterday we just had, as we just have celebrated Teachers' Day, it is very important to understand that humans will progress, the employees will progress only if they are nurtured properly. That is why the first class of every schooling system is nursery, because you are nurturing the kids. In the same way, the responsibility of the HR department is to nurture the available human capital which is there at the company, who comes in the company with aspirations, who come to the company to work towards that passion, who come to the company to have a happy life and take a good amount of money back home. Now, why do I say take a good amount of money back home? Because they're doing a good amount of work. So the compensation has to be accordingly. Okay. Let us put the first poll out there. Would it be possible?
Yes.
Okay. So guys, the first question was, of the poll, that what is the primary objective of building a strong HR foundation in an organization? Is it reducing employee salary, facilitating smooth operations and cost cutting? C, ensuring compliances with labor laws, or D, enhancing organization success through strategic policies?
Yeah, we can see many answers popping up.
Fantastic. So what are the answers? Is it A, B, C, or D?
We see D.
Okay. Good. So anybody who has mentioned D as the answer, congratulations. As you all have agreed that it is about enhancing organizational success through strategic HR policies, Please understand, when we talk about policies, the primary reason is this. See, there's one objective of the organization. Here, the point that you have to understand is that every organization has got a different style of working. Okay. And when it is a different style of working, it also comes along with different objective. Got it? So now we have two things, style of working and the objective of the organization. While drafting strategic HR policy, both the things have to be kept in mind. Different companies, they have different style of management. Okay, when we say management, people sitting at the decision-making positions. Now, what the culture which gets reflected through the policies is primarily the vision of the team of management that any organization has. Now, if you join a company as an HR professional, you might have a different understanding or different zeal or different purpose that brought you into HR. That is one. That leads your personal style of working. But after joining, it is very important to understand the leadership who has a real decision-making power. If your perspective towards the HR department and the perspective of the management towards the HR department, they are not in sync, then you will feel friction if you will try to develop certain policies. One. Two, every organization has got one objective, and that is profitability. Now, CSR is also there, but in this discussion, let us not talk about CSR because CSR is the byproduct. Primarily, the company is in the field of product or service for the perspective of money making, profit. Okay. Now, that is objective number one. That is the primary objective. Second thing that we have to understand is management is a group of people which is there from their own set of ideologies, their preferences, their likings, and their dislikings. When we pass our management courses and when we start our journey into the organization, what happens is we become a bit idealistic and we try to go by the books. But what we have to understand is no workplace is being run by the books. It is dynamic. We have to alter our style of working as per the challenge who are working as employees. And at times, those challenges are from the perspective, with the reference to the management. Okay? Because management wants the organization to run in a particular way. And we, being the part of HR department, we feel that we are responsible for employee success and their happiness. That is true. But even then, we cannot go beyond and away from the directives which we have received from the higher-ups. Okay? Because the moment you try to go away from those directives, you will have friction. Now, first thing to understand regarding the topic is that we are here to build a strong foundation, and strong foundation will only be built if the policies are giving us a win-win situation. Now, when I say win-win situation, it is one party is the employee and other party is the management. So a policy, a foundation, a policy will be put into practice to ensure that the foundation of human resource structure in the organization is solid. And when we can say that any HR foundation is solid, only if it is sustainable. Now, when we will call it sustainable, only if it is going to give a win-win aspect to both the parties, to the management and to the employees also. That is one. And that can be achieved only if we as HR professionals, while working in the organization, we keep both these things in mind and not becoming revolutionaries that, no, I am working in the HR department and I was taught in the college that the HR department is for the people, is for the employee. So I go out of my way to help them. That is important, but up to an extent that you don't come into the clash of the management. As I said earlier, that every company has got a different style of working. My style of working is not as per the style of working with my employer. My suggestion as an HR expert is that might not be the right company for you. You will have to look for some other organization. So let us keep it that simple. every company will have a different work culture, but that different work culture has to be okay for me. So there are two things. One, as a professional, I should be adaptable because company is not going to adapt as per my working style. I will have to be adaptable enough. And that is what you learn in the management courses, that the one aspect of a professional person is that he or she is adaptable enough to fit in the need like water. Okay, if it is in the glass, it takes the shape of the glass. If it is in the jar, it takes the shape of the jar. That is one quality. If it is not there, then I will be in friction and I will definitely not be able to contribute in building up a solid HR foundation. Okay, so this is one aspect of it. Now, let us move on and let us understand from the perspective of this slide that I've prepared for you. Okay, that will keep us on track and that will help us to understand things better. Okay, Reena ma'am, just a quick question. I hope the slide is visible.
Yes, yes. It is.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The first point is importance of a strong HR foundation in organizational success. Okay, the objective is to understand that what is the requisite to build a robust HR framework. And we're going to do this or by understanding three primary aspects: policies, processes, and practices, and their importance in the corporate world as of now. Okay. Now, please understand one thing. I've told you that when you think about being in a position where you will be able to develop policies which will impact the life of the employees at the organization, which will give structure to the functions of HR, which will provide a robust experience and a process-driven experience. One thing that you will have to keep in mind is that balance should always be maintained. Okay. Company is there in the business, for business, understand this primarily. An organization is not there in business to babysit employees, number one. And employees are not there to be babysitted. Employees are there to work and companies are there for work. And some exchange of value is happening. Employee will give the services and the company will give the compensation, salary, everything. Now, a policy should be designed in a way that benefits the company and the employee alike. This balance has to be understood. If you, while drafting policies, are able to create, when you will draft the policy, if you're able to take care of this balance, then half of the battle is done. I'll just give you an example. Many employees, they feel they get this experience that, the leave policy is not in the favor of the organization. The leave policy is not in the favor of the employees. Okay. Let me take a very specific example of a sandwich holiday. Now, what sandwich holiday is? Sandwich holiday is a part of a leave policy in most of the organizations, which says that if a working day is between two holidays, okay, and the employee takes leave on that working day, so all the 3 days will be counted as leaves. So, for example, the holiday is on Sunday. Sunday is a holiday. And then Monday is a working day. And then Tuesday is again a holiday due to some celebration, festival or anything. But Monday is a holiday. So now, if the person takes leave on Monday, then Sunday is already one holiday. This Monday becomes a leave, and then Tuesday is again a holiday. So instead of Monday becoming leave, it will become a sandwich holiday. Okay, so 3 days in a row. Some people feel that this is not right, but from the organization's perspective, this rule has been brought in to ensure that on that day in the company, bulk absenteeism is not there. So why a certain policy is in function, the reason has to be understood. If this rule is not there, then what will happen is people will not have any fear. Okay, and then what will happen in one department, we might see a lot of absenteeism happening on the same day. Now, for every employee, he is enjoying back home. But for the organization, 40 people in one department are absent. A lot is dependent on the employees. And if such unplanned leaves are taken at mass, it disrupts the entire function of the company. So when we frame HR policies, we have to frame in a way that one particular point does not impact alone the entire working of the organization. Now, if a sandwich holiday happens, then what happens? Then instead of one leave count, deducted from your leave balance account, 3 leaves will be cut. Okay, 3 leaves will be cut. So though you are taking only one leave on Monday, but because it is a sandwich holiday, what will happen? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, these 3 days will be counted as leaves, not as holidays. Not as 2 holidays plus one leave. It will be counted as 3 leaves. So because if you have a leave balance, it would be cut from your leave balance account. Otherwise, you might have a penalty of salary there. Half day salary cut or full day salary cut, that depends. Because of this fear of being at loss, employees will not take that holiday and they would come to work. When you draft a policy, it has to be from the perspective of how to ensure that employees work comfortably for the company. So this relation of for the company has to be paramount in all the policies, that whatever comfort we are giving to the employees, it is for them, but eventually it is for the benefit of the organization. It should not happen that because we are very eager to provide support to the employees, we create certain policies which eventually become the pain at the wrong place for the organization. So the right balance has to be made, that we give desired comfort to the employees, we give them space to grow, to learn, to relax, but we also keep the policies tight so that they don't deviate from the main task, and which is to help company grow. 1. 2, processes. So policies we have understood, okay? Now let us come to processes. Let me ask you a question and you answer it yourself. In your family, see, because family is a unit, it has got different people and everybody has got different responsibilities. So let us consider family as the smallest unit of an organization, okay? Now let me ask you a question and then you answer yourself. It will help you to really understand the concept. In your family, everybody has got a designated task, okay? Mom does this, dad does this, I do this, my sister does this, so on and so forth. Now your family is a process-driven organization or it is people-driven organization. What I mean to say is, are there certain processes set which helps your house to be run in an order, or it is person-centric? The processes are set that this task has to happen, grocery will come from here, food will come from here, she was going to prepare the food or he was going to prepare the food. If the process is set, so what will happen is for that particular period of a week that your mom is not there, the functioning of the house will not will not be in problem. But if it is the person-centric, then what will happen? If your mom is not there at home for a particular period, for that particular period, the entire house goes for a chaotic spin. Same thing happens in the organization. For example, if I am here taking this webinar, for these 3 hours, I am not working in the office. Now what's happening? If any important thing comes on my table, do I have a process set that in my absence also that task does not stop? Okay, the work continues as it should. If I have created a process, if my company is a process-driven organization, that will not disturb the function. But if it is a person-centric, then the problem will be there. Because whether I'm here for 3 hours session or I am back home, or the moment I am not at work, the company will stop working, the department will stop working. So when you freshers or when you young HR professionals, when you get into the company, my suggestion is that try to devise such processes which keeps the entire working free from personal intervention, so that if any person is to be removed, or if any person due to lack of performance, if any person resigns or if any person retires, immediately you can swap. You can replace that individual with another employee, and the work continues. It should not happen that because Himanshu sir is not there, That is why we are not able to perform better. No, 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 no. Good organizations, they are not stopped because of some people coming in, some people going out. No, it is always because of the process. Process in place, it will itself take care, because a good process has got a self-healing property, just like Wolverine. Okay. So what happens is this: if I am not working, there's somebody else whom I have a delegate the responsibility. And tomorrow, if I leave this company and if I join another organization, the work will not stop because there is a person who is ready to take care of it. And because processes are set in such a way that anybody who comes will be more or at the minimum equally capable as myself. Now, when I say equally capable, at minimum, there we talk about the minimum, the strength of the recruitment process. That at this particular designation, the person who will work with us should have minimum 8 out of 10 on these parameters. Okay, depending upon the KRAs. All right. So that is what it, and so that is what is the importance of ensuring that your organization is process driven and not person driven. Because as you must have seen, that people, they work in one organization for a particular time and then they switch the organization and they start working for the other one. But that does not mean that the previous organization stops working and sits crying that now he's not there, then how will I work? All right. That is why good processes are to be set and they are to be followed religiously. Only then we'll have a process-driven organization. And when we say practices in HR, very important to understand that certain practices have to be very fair, because if the employee resource of the organization is not happy, I am sure that with not so happy mood, people might not do good work, and that no organization will want. Okay. So please understand the policies, the processes should allow people to breathe first. Very important. They should not be claustrophobic. Micromanagement is something that I would suggest you to avoid. Micromanaging every single task, that becomes chaotic, that becomes claustrophobic also. It doesn't allow people to breathe and creates a lot of confusion. So the practices that we people have in the organization have to be supportive to the employee for growth. And at the basic, the policy, the practices should be such which allow them to breathe. Okay. And in the following slides, we'll discuss about the importance of it in today's world. Now, we talked about the processes, right? The first point is talent acquisition and management. As I said, that it should be a process-driven organization and not a person-driven organization. We start with the first pointer. Talent, acquiring the right talent at the right price, at the right time is the magic that you HR professionals will have to execute. And now, the very important thing is that you should have a clear understanding of the work that the person is supposed to do in the company. Accordingly, create a job description which clearly defines that what is the work that he'll be doing, what are the key responsibility areas, what will be the key performance indicators, and what are the offerings from the company side, and what he can expect or she can expect. Once the JD is set, then you start rolling it out on different platforms, maybe on the LinkedIn or maybe on the job search sites, or maybe you can take help of the recruitment consultancy firms, okay, or the referrals or the headhunting. Now, you have to ensure that you get the right talent for the organization, okay? For example, if Indian cricket team has got a vacancy of head coach. Now, if Rahul Dravid is about to retire, his term is about to get end. Now, who will be the replacement? The BCCI already had it clear in the mind that this is the process. From this date onwards, we'll start inviting applications, and anybody who applies, we'll start filtering it down, and then we'll have one-on-one interview, and then we'll ask the person or the candidate to propose a plan of action that he has for Team India for next 5 years, and then accordingly we'll take a call. So that is how they zeroed down to Gautam Gambhir. And that is a process of acquiring talent at the right price. In the same way, when the company does it, it has to be very meticulous. Otherwise, what will happen is if you don't, right? Now, and if we have to do it meticulously, there's one thing that comes, that becomes the challenge. And you never know that when any employee might leave your organization. And when that happens, that puts the organization in a fix. A sudden vacuum is created. Then what happens is, then crisis management happens. Okay. And when crisis management happens, the first thing that drops is the quality of recruitment. Because right now, we want somebody who can quickly come and fill the place. Now, whether the person is of quality or not quality, whether the person is coming in our budget or is not in budget, those questions, they don't stay important at all, because we have to fill the position. And when we do stress hiring, when we do crisis hiring, then what happens is we eventually get people who are low in work quality, plus they are high on salary expectation. Because right now, during the crisis hiring, the company is not in the stronger position, but the candidate is. So candidate knows that company wants to hire you now. So I have the upper hand in negotiation, and company also does not have much scope of rejecting me and searching for other one. So where in the normal scenario, we would interview 10 people to hire one. In the crisis management situation, what happens is, whomsoever comes to us, we'll try to select the best from whatever we have available. So that is what happens. Now, to prevent that situation, one thing that every talent acquisition team or recruitment team in any company should do is, they should have backup profiles. Total 10% of your entire workforce should be kept on backup. If you have 10 people working in any, in any team, you should always have one extra profile. 10% of 10 is one profile, one extra profile up in your sleeves for such crisis situations. That if a person leaves, you have a quality person waiting at the bench. Now what happens is, people will not wait for you to call them after months. So the challenge is that it might be possible that the person who was in your waiting area has joined somebody else. Now, as a strong, smart HR team, you will have to keep a track of it. So the moment you figure out that your bench person is already hired by another one, by another company, you should again start ensuring that you have a good quality person sitting at the bench, or maybe at the parking lot of your recruitment plan. Okay. That is one. And management. Very important. Now, acquiring talent is one. Second thing is managing the talent. Now, how do you manage talent? Manage talent happens in 2-3 ways. One is the third point that you see there in the slide, which says learning and development. So that is one. Another thing is by ensuring that they get the due payment at the right time. So the first step in managing a good talent is ensuring that they get their salaries or the compensation on the day agreed, and which is as per the books, which is as per the rule of the organization. I've seen that in many companies, the primary pain point is, if the salary date is 2nd of every month, okay, 2nd of every month, in many companies, the salary gets delayed always. It comes on 7th and comes on 10th, and in many companies, it comes after 15th. So in those companies, it is my personal experience that the employee satisfaction rate is very less. Why? Because employees have got certain financial commitments which they have to meet. Somebody has to pay the EMI, some people have to pay the rent, the salaries, the bills, and the fees of the kids' school, maybe other maintenance things, the insurance policy premium and all. So they know that salary date is 2nd. So they make their arrangements accordingly. Now, if the salary gets delayed, what happens is, because of the other commitments that an employee has to meet at the personal level, the stress level rises and the frustration increases. Okay, because of which you will see a direct impact on the quality of output that employee is showcasing at the workplace. So it is very important to ensure that they get salaries on time. Can it be a challenge? Can it be possible that they might not have it? Sometimes, quite possible. But then again, it will be the work of the HR team to ensure that they are updated in a proper way. Now, employee engagement, retention, very, very important. The activities that you people do to engage, it should not happen that They meet the HR department on day one, and after that, they are meeting the HR department only at the last day. So you're meeting at the last day itself. Okay. So one is the next one is learning and development. Very important. When the employee comes in there, okay, let me just quickly revise the point number second. Once the HR department meets the employee on day one of orientation and everything, after that, there should be regular sessions from the HR department to understand whether the employees are under stress or not. And there should be programs, there should be regular training programs so that the employees feel uplifted, upskilled. And so that is one. And next is the compliance and the legal frameworks. See, as the government in India, the labor law says that there are certain bylaws that have to be taken care of. So when you are there, when you draft policies, when you are creating a foundation of HR, it has to you have to ensure that everything is going to the legal compliances. One thing that nobody will forgive is that you forgo, you do something which is anti-compliant. Everything can be forgiven, but if you play with the compliance, that thing will never be forgiven. That you will have to understand. And finally comes the performance management. What will employee get after working with you for 1 year if he has performed well? What is the growth prospect? So you have to ensure that the employee gets the due credit after the end of the year in terms of remuneration increase, in terms of benefits, in terms of promotion. Because when after 1 year the employee goes back home, he should go back home with a sense of pride in himself that I worked for a good company. I gave my sweat and blood, and the company also contributed by reciprocating equally, so that the next year starts from the back. These are the primary things that are to be kept in mind while drafting a strong HR foundation. Let us make a quick recap. One is talent acquisition and management, hiring the right people at the right cost at the right time, and managing them effectively to employee engagement and retention. It might happen that employees might go through certain distress, certain dissatisfactions. So it is the job of HR department to ensure that their concerns are heard on at a good interval. In the company, the employee should feel that if I have got some problem, my HR department is there to hear me out, to solve the problem. So that is how you will engage them. That's how you will retain them. Fun Fridays, team building activities, or maybe a trip outside or a team lunch, different activities which are done by the HR department to ensure the engagement, learning and development, regular training programs from the company side towards the people, so that they're upskilled on software, on new language, maybe on some particular skill, maybe on the leadership, how to give feedback, communication skills, stress management, posture. Very important. Compliances and legal work which has to be at the place. Okay, the prevention of sexual harassment at the workplace, that has to be there. The labor laws, the labor laws are to be followed. This thing has to be there. And eventually, once the employee works for you for about a year, after that, what he or she is taking back on, very important. So these are the key components of strong HR foundation. From my side, that will be all, guys. Thank you very much. Hope I was able to add a value. And please ensure that when you take up the role of an HR employee in the department, you do just well. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Himanshu Garg. Thank you for today. So I think you have, pointed out building a strong HR foundation is the key to the success of any organization. So I think you have done that part. And another critical point where you made was the importance of creating a positive work culture where employee engagement is driven by regular feedbacks, recognition, and opportunities for growth. So thank you, Himanshu, for today.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you very much.
I'm going to take 1 minute to introduce you all to these certifications that we have planned. In order to get these certifications, all participants who have logged in, we can get the email IDs. So we match the email ID with the ProSculpt login you're going to create. It's a free login. Go to prosculpt.co before Monday evening. Login free. Just enter your email ID and just register into the opportunity platform. It's a fantastic platform. We're going to talk about it as well. Anyway, it's free of cost for you just to register in. So register in. Whoever registers before Monday evening or Monday night, you will be the registered mail ID will within 72 hours we will add your name on the e certificate and we will mail you to the register ID. So just remember, please make a note of prosculpt.co. You go in and just register as student and whoever you are, and participants will get a certificate to the registered email ID with the name you have registered. Okay. Thank you so much.
Let me now introduce the next speaker of the day with the next topic, crafting your HR story. It is my privilege to introduce Mr. Jashwant Sharanathy, a distinguished HR leader and currently the head of HR at Rani Engine Wall Limited. He comes with an impressive career that spans across the renowned organizations like ArcelorMittal, Mahindra, MRF, and Kevin K. Mr. Jashwant has played a pivotal role in shaping the strategic HR initiatives, transforming people, performance, and organization culture. He is known for his deep expertise in program management, competency mapping, training need analysis, and change management. His innovative approach, combined with his ability to lead in dynamic environments, has consistently resulted in impactful outcomes across various organizations. We are truly honored to have you, Mr. Jashwant, with us today. Crafting your HR story, building a compelling personal brand, and leveraging it for career growth will provide valuable insights into the importance of personal branding in HR and how it can be used as a powerful tool for career advancement. I'm confident that his session will offer invaluable guidance for all of us as we explore strategies to enhance our personal and professional growth in the ever-evolving HR landscape. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Jashwant Sharanathy. Over to you, sir.
Hey, thanks, Reena, and thanks, Godwin, for making me part of this journey. Uh, so, um, so this being, how do you craft a HR journey, right? So, what I'm going to do is, since the journey of each individual is going to be very different from each one of us, it has its own magnitude. It has its own ways of, coming up to the top, and of course, few people might think of moving horizontally, few people might think going vertically. There are various modes and ways of actually growing in one's career, right? One may think that this is enough for me. One may think this is not enough for me. So everything depends on individuals' needs and individual thoughts. So what I thought was, I wanted to, tell the story of me in terms of how I grew to become a HR person, and how what brought me here, and what all failures did I see. And from there, of course, I'll take each and every context of it, and I'll explain it as to where are we right now, what kind of things can be done, what the kind of things can be possibly avoided. And there's no rule for these things. As I said, it's individual story is individual story, right? So we can't have a book and say that this is how it is. So it's going to be more of a storytelling in terms of like how the journey started from where I was after my graduation, and how I've come across until this point of life. Right. So thank you so much again. I'm very happy to speak in front of almost 189 future HR professionals, very august audience, I would say. Rather aspiring HR professionals. I hope I make justice in terms of bringing up the career journey of me becoming a HR. Right. Reena, you want to just display the presentation which was shared?
Yes, I'll do it.
After a power pack session by Dr. Himanshu, who kind of took you through all the roles of HR, right from recruiting people, or possibly scanning people, or looking at employer branding, to almost until the exit, right? So each of it is an experience for an employee who comes into the organization. So it's very important, what role is that we are interested in, and accordingly take our journey towards that. That's what is very, very important, right? So it's not that I've started my career, being an HR. Though HR is also an employee, but I've been outside HR looking at HR as HRs as well. So I finished my engineering, from Coimbatore, and I joined a steel company as an operations engineer. So the role, though I was an engineer over there, but still the role of HR started kicking in from there itself. So what happened was they found me good in terms of like communicating, and they found me fairly fairly approachable in terms of managing stuffs. They said that like the henceforth the GETs who come in should be managed by me, and I used to train them not only on technical skills but also slowly on various behavioral aspects as well. So that's where it started kicking in. The first point, that's what it says. I was destined to get into a thinking job where I started delivering sessions right from my GET days itself. And I was not only given one of the HR, that is the training role within the function, within the operations team, but I was also asked to take care of another function, which is safety, for my particular zone, right? What I'm trying to say out of this particular story of mine is, it is always important for you to showcase what you're good at, right? So there is a concept in psychology called as positive psychology, where you actually start showing your positives more than your negatives, right? So in an organization, people always speak about the negatives, but unfortunately or fortunately, they don't speak about the positives. But it's in your hand how you show your positives to the people, so that they start giving you additional roles in your present career, so that you keep building your career with additional roles what you can earn, right? So this is how I started earning the HR roles from being an engineer, right? So then after 3 years, I got interested in doing an MBA. Of course, that was one thing which I was very clear that after say 3 years of experience, I had to quit and then I should get into a MBA. And I did get into an MBA. And as soon as I finished my MBA, in fact, during the MBA itself, I got internship in Mahindra. So Mahindra and Mahindra being an automotive company, they wanted to pick a mechanical engineer, and I was a mechanical engineer. Incidentally, what happened was, they picked me for one of their projects. Now, the project basically was into HR, right? So I was not a HR guy. I never read HR, to be very honest. So they picked me because I had a background of mechanical engineering, and they wanted to build, a corporate university. And Mahindra being almost 40% or say 50% of their business coming from mechanical side, which is automotive farm sector, they wanted a mechanical engineer to be part of that, and that's how I got into the internship. And of course, I kind of cracked the internship, and I did get the pre-placement offer, and I worked in Mahindra for 4 years. So that's how my journey into HR happened. So I would never call it as an accidental career choice. It's more an incidental career choice because of my past background, and of course, seeing my the chance which I cracked during my internship. So from this, what I want to say to all of you young people is, it's very important. You get chance only one chance in a year, in your lifetime. Maybe this is one of the chances that I got in my lifetime, where being an intern in a very great and a reputed organization, and that one chance, I made sure that I'm going to crack it. And of course, there were 3 people who worked along with me as interns, and I did get there was only one offer which was given, and I got into it. And it's very important, you compete and make sure you use all those chances and make sure you crack that, because chances don't come quite often. So it comes when it comes. I think you should crack it. That's the message I'm trying to give out of this. And second thing, what I wanted to share out of this particular journey of my life is, I was never an HR person, like I said. So I wanted to actually become a business consulting, professional, because I was quite interested in that. My MBA was also in general management and not in HR space. I was aspiring to become a business consultant professional, possibly working in, great consulting firms, or even boutique consulting firms. I was okay with small organization, but I definitely wanted to become a consultant, business consultant. But of course, since I got the first pre-placement offer, I got the pre-placement offer, and just before the placement season started for me, I got placed. because of which I was clearly mandated that you should not sit for any other jobs, and thus I had to get into this job of Mahindra. While I was happy about the brand which I was getting into, but I was not really happy about the role, to be very honest. Okay, I was like, okay, I wanted my career to get into business consulting, but now this is taking me to a zone, not so aspirational, which is HR, is what I was thinking. But then, again, chance knocks the door, possibly only once or so. So I thought, okay, like, there's no point in regretting what I've got. I think I should take up this opportunity and ensure that I should, do something and prove something which is more, which is more worthy to the organization. That's what I thought. And I stayed there for close to 4 years, and I worked very closely with the group CHRO, and the next in level, which is EVP, group EVP as well, in completely designing the complete corporate university for Mahindra. And out of which there is something called as Technical Academy, in which I was the architect, along with another colleague of mine. We both together came up right from setting up coming up with crafting a business case, getting that approved. It's close to a couple of crores of money was getting invested, so we had to get approval, business case approval from the president of the organization, and discussing with various leaders of the organization. It was almost a business consulting thing which I did. So while I regretted at the beginning of the journey, I think I slowly started enjoying the job. The reason is it was truly a business consulting, problem that I was solving. But the only thing is, the problem which I was solving was actually related to HR, but actually benefiting the business, right? So anything that benefits the business actually becomes a business consulting assignment, and I was thus solving that, and that gave me immense joy in terms of in terms of making making an impact in the organization, that too at such a large scale, in such a large organization context, right? But there is always a bad turn which every person takes in life, or career for that matter. That was this point when, because of one stupid reason, or one mere reason, which, it's very, very embarrassing for me to even share it in this forum. Because of that reason, I said I'm going to quit Mahindras. And because of that, I said that, I want to quit Mahindra. And, that's the time when this whole startup bug was bugging, and most of my friends were getting into startups. And, I thought that, okay, why am I being in this old organization? There's something which is not fit. So let me also prove myself to be more yep. And, I thought, something didn't work over there for some stupid reason. And secondly, this also was brimming to the levels of excitement. All the startups coming and things like that. So I thought, okay, this is enough. So I kind of quit Mahindra, and I started a small, a small startup, and that actually proved me that all decisions are not right in your life, right? That was one decision, of course. While taking, I was if you look at the contrast in Mahindra, when I took the decision of joining, I was a little regretful, but when the journey went through, I was quite happy because everything was turning out to be really good, and it happened the way organization wanted, and I was also making a great impact in the organization. But whereas here, I thought I'm making a right decision, but as this stint in this particular organization started going, I started feeling the heat of it, right? So one is startups, they hire at a very less cost than what you are. That's the first thing. Financial burnt was there. Second thing was, startups, do not have a defined role. While it is very easy to say, but it's very hard to live. That's the point which I'm trying to make. Then I started, feeling the heat of it, and then I really had to take a call that, should I continue in this kind of a pace, or should I move to to an organization which is more reliable to me and my style of working. That's what it is. So I'm not demeaning any startup over here, or I'm not making any wrong comments about startup. What I'm trying to say is, I did not fit well for the startup, is what I'm trying to say here. So there are two kinds of careers, at least a person can look at. One is, of course, a very traditional and a very the usual organization, which is like, where my journey is all through. Where whereas the other set of people who can clearly be in startups, which is offering a lot of benefits like flexibility, more what do you say, more incentives in terms of, if you achieve something, you get incentives, and people are making immense amount of money in there. So it's not that money is not there in startups. It is just that the fluid level, it's very fluidic over there, which did not, it did not go well with me. That's what I would say. So there's nothing, good or bad about each side of the organization. I did not fit well in that kind of structure, is what I would say. And that mistake actually costed peace, and it had a long-term impact. Even today, if at all I go for any interview, the first question they ask is, why did you, quit Mahindra and joined this small organization? Why did you quit within, say, 8 or 9 months? And it becomes too difficult for us to answer those questions, right? So why did I quit? Okay, one is, of course, I saw a lot of people quitting around me. I felt, okay, like, am I the only one not quitting this organization? Okay, let me quit. That's the thought which came. This is a peer pressure which started building, right? So second important thing is, I saw a lot of my friends getting into startup. I thought that, am I the one who's being left out? Again, fear of missing out, which is FOMO, right? So these are the two things which kind of said, like, why don't you look at startup as a career, or why don't you look up some of the job, and why you inside this organization which is more large and very traditional and things like that. So why are you looking at those things? So call it a quit and then start searching for a job and startup. So as soon as I started searching for a job, I got within, say, 1 or 2 months, and I quit the organization. So while quitting the organization, right from my boss to super boss to the group level HR leader, all of them actually kind of told me not to quit, but still I took a daring step of quitting, and I still regret, and I would regret throughout my life and career, that why I quit that that particular this one. So young folks, what I'm trying to say is, there might be multiple pressures in your life to actually take wrong decisions, and they won't be good points where you can take the right decision, but there will be multiple points where you can take the wrong decision. And this was exactly one point in my life where I really took a wrong decision in terms of moving to a to an organization which does not fit to my value systems, my financial requirements, my kind of working and things like that. Now, how did that happen? Merely because my assumption that all of them are quitting, so I should also quit. Now, all of their career journeys is different from mine. That's something which I never looked at. So second thing is, not everybody fits into one bucket. Okay. So there are certain people who fit into other buckets. It's very, we should be content about being in that bucket, saying that, okay, we are good in this. Okay, let's, again, positive psychology should come. I'm good at this. Can I make this a better place, rather than looking at, looking at something else? That's something which you need to look at, right? So this is the third step of my career, which I wanted to say. So then I moved on to MRF Tires, which where fundamentals are very, very strong in this organization, right? So in Mahindra, I was predominantly fit in a strategic L&D project where I defined a lot of policies. I came up with a lot of structures. I came up with a lot of strategies. At the group level, ensuring all the group companies follows that. But whereas in MRF, it was a clearly defined learning and development function where there were policies already in place. I have to start implementing that, which I've never done in my career, right? So there is where I started understanding the fundamentals of HR, because as I said, I'm more an incidental HR than a well-read HR, like most of you. So there is where I started learning the fundamentals of HR in terms of like what is N&D, what is statutory, what is recruitment, what is performance management. Everything came into me only in that organization, right? So while we may think again, while I thought that this this organization is giving me more defined role, but it actually imparted me a lot of fundamentals, which is very, very strong and intact, which may not be visible, when I speak to people, but it's underneath me, which is holding me from bottom of the pyramid, saying that you're very strong. That's how it works. So again, what I'm trying to say to all of you, from this point is, there are certain organizations which actually gives you fundamentals. So it's very important that you start valuing those fundamentals, because fundamentals are the places, are the things which hold you very strong, wherever you may grow, how much ever you may grow, and whichever organization you might get into. Okay, but if you're very weak in the fundamentals, nothing can be done. HR strategies become stronger. So what's the point in making a high level strategy when your own base level statutory is not right? Okay, that's something which I looked at, and that is something which I learned it in MRF, where where the fundamentals were quite intact, and of course I learned it from there. So another point what I'm trying to say to all of your folks is, so when such kind of a move comes in your life, please take it up, because it's very important. You get into an organization which also gives you a lot of fundamentals, not only very hi-fi strategies and things like that. These are organizations which gives you a lot of fundamentals, which actually teaches you a lot of base level stuffs, which is very important for building your career foundation very, very strong, right? So that's something with MRF. And MRF, if you look at, I worked in performance management, I worked in learning and development, I worked in I also worked in employee engagement, which I've never been part in my previous organization, which was in Mitra, right? So that this kind of gave me a wing to get horizontally move from just being an L&D person or an organization development person to say a performance management and employee engagement, right? So if you look at in this, I started moving horizontally, not only focusing on L&D, but also LNOD, but also focusing on the one up and one down, which is performance management and also employee engagement, right? That's the width I started. That's when the width also I started gaining as part of my career. Next comes, my next step is Kevin Care, which is a very famous FMCG firm based out of Chennai. And in this organization, I worked very closely with the chairman of the organization, which gave me a different mindset. This is an organization where I took a lot of bold moves, a lot of my intrapreneurial or entrepreneurial thirst got quenched in this organization, because our chairman allowed me to take such bold moves. Not all the moves which I took succeeded. Not all the moves that I took failed. There are a lot of moves which I took, kind of came to a success. There are a couple of moves which I took and it came to a failure. There are a few moves which I thought that it is going to be a failure, but then with a lot of backing up, with from my boss and my the chairman and of course my colleagues and everyone, I started moving from those moves from failure to success moves, right? So this is an organization which gave me the strength to say that you can take bold decisions and you can actually proceed ahead with it. So it is not only the entrepreneurs who take bold steps. It is also an organization does allow an employee also to take bold moves, is something which I learned it in this organization. A lot of entrepreneurial the nature that came out of me in this was in this organization, where I took a lot of ownership and I started driving a lot of projects, right? So again, in this organization, I moved very much horizontally, and not only part of learning and organization development. I moved also from LNOD to total rewards, and also I moved to employee value proposition, which is employee branding, which I think Dr. Himanshu was also speaking about as part of talent acquisition, how one builds a brand in the organization. So I built a lot of lot of structures, lot of strategies. We built sitting closer to the chairman's office, and came up with a lot of strategic initiatives. I also started working with the businesses, and this also gave me a lot of insights in terms of working on small business consulting assignment also inside the organization, right? So again, this is not a very large organization when compared to the previous two organizations or previous three organizations which I worked, but but this organization gave me a lot of freedom to work, because this is a small organization or a medium-sized organization which had very less people. So you can obviously experiment in this kind of organizations. So it's again the message what I'm trying to say to you is, again, there are two buckets of organization which one can choose in. One is a very large organization where you can be a small fish in a big, say a big sea or something like that. But are you a big fish in a small pond? That's something which uh, mm, you may have to decide. So this particular thing was something like a big fish in a small pond. That's how it was. And I loved working here, and this is one of the largest at the longest stint of my career. I would say I stayed here for close to 5 years. And because this was actually quenching the thirst of my doing different things as quick as possible. That's something which this organization was quenching. And that's how I kind of worked on it. So there are two addictions which one gets in a career. Okay, one is of course the money. The second is of course the kind of a job, right? So this organization gave me the second addiction, which is more the job. I love the job over there because I started working on multiple projects at the same time, where I actually never thought of doing anything beyond this organization in my life. In fact, I kind of started forgetting my family too much, not in a negative sense, but in a very positive sense. I'm trying to say I was too much engraved and involved in the organization, because I started loving my job too much, because there was a lot of freedom. There was a lot of, a lot of my thoughts started getting into the organization, things like that. So again, that happens in an organization context, where if you're a small, big fish in a small pond, right? Then I moved on to the present organization, which is Rane. So I got initially posted in Rane corporate office, which is the group head office. Where I worked on multiple projects, just like my uh, Kevin Care's career journey. Again, a lot of multiple projects, quite fluid, but in a very stable environment. After a year, I got an opportunity to get into a business HR role. And I've always been a center of excellence guy, where I've been part of either learning and development, or total rewards, or performance management, or I've been part of I've been part of employee value proposition, which employee branding and things like that. But I've never done I never did recruitment in my life. So it is very clear, if at all the next move which I make has to be in an area which does not have, I've not dipped my feet in, right? So a lot of opportunities did come in, but I was very clear saying that I have to get into a role which I've never done in my life ever. So that's when this organization gave me recruitment role and other aspects of HR, like industrial relations, statutory, and all those things, where I've never done that as part of my previous previous roles. But it was a good challenge for me to take it up. So I had to take it up, and I took it up, and I've been here of past the past 2 years. I've been part of this role, and I've seen one role change within 1 year, where I become head of HR for one of the business verticals, where I take care of all the HR verticals of this particular business, handling close to 3,500 workforce, as part of the organization. So like Himanshu was mentioning, right from employee branding to exit, everything is something which I'm taking care of along with my team. I've got a team of roughly close to 30 people, directly and indirectly reporting into me. And this journey has happened because I was very clear that the next move, what I have to do after Kevin Care, was not something which I did in my previous organization, right? So a lot of people get into the comfort zone. Again, the reason why I'm making here what I'm trying to tell to all of you is it's very important and imperative that you take decisions which are right for your growth to happen horizontally, which will in turn happen vertically, right? That's something which is very, very important. So and second thing is, if somebody wants to get into the depth of, say, L&D or something like that, that's also an option which is there. But if you want to vertically grow, to say become an head of HR or something like that, you should horizontally move, and then possibly that will take you to the vertical aspect of it. So what does future hold in my career? So I've done most roles of HR, right from recruitment to L&D to talent management to organization development to performance management, employee engagement, payroll, total rewards, and of course, exit. I've taken care of everything. Uh, mm, so there's one thing which I've not done in my life so far is corporate social responsibility. I think that's something which is very closer to my heart as well, which in most of the organizations is part of HR. So that's something which I've never done. So that's something which awaits me is what I'm thinking right now. So what I'm trying to say to all of you young folks is that take each step of your career, take it very carefully, curate it so well that you have a horizontal movement and a vertical movement. Don't take it, because your previous organization is not good or something like that. Don't run away from a job. That's the first point which I'm trying to make. Always search for a better job. That's something which is there. There's a lot of difference between running away from a job and searching for a good, job, right? So running away from the job happens. Even if it is a bad choice, you get into that bad choice because you want to run away from this choice, right? But you do not know, how bad worse is that from this bad is something which that's the same thing which I did, in my in my second organization. I just wanted to run away from the organization or the role, which is not the right choice, which I did. And of course, until today, I'm kind of repenting it. Right? That's the first message which I want to give. Second message is the change which you want to do in your career should have some purpose for it. Okay, it should not be merely money. Money can be part of it because today everybody earns money because of our jobs. We're not denying that money should not be your aspiration, but money can be an aspiration. But also look at how can you make your career changes with respect to your role changes. That's something which you can look at. That is one thing which really worked out well for me, where I changed multiple roles with my own career changes. That's the second thing which I wanted to say. The third thing is, be flexible and show what you can do to the organization, because you never know how how you could be utilized in your organization, with respect to your strength. That's something which is there. So try to show your strength as much as possible, so that the organization starts looking at your strength and starts giving you additional responsibilities to ensure you take up more leadership roles in the organization. So all in all, for you to grow in your career, it is only in your hand. It is not in your boss's hands. It is not in your organization's hands. It is not in say future organizations' hands. Nothing of that lot. Everything is in your hand. So what you have to grow, how you need to grow, is all in your hand. So with this thought, I thought I should stop this. Thank you so much for listening in patiently, and over to you, Reena.
That was a good takeaway from you, sir. Thank you so much. You have shared your insights on crafting your HR story, how intentional and strategic your career decisions should be. I think, sir, you have clearly pointed out how HR roles are designed for those who excel in thinking jobs. It's just not a career, it's a purposeful choice. Okay, you also reminded us about a career mistake that can cause both peace and have a long-term consequences. So we need to make the smart and well-informed decisions. And also you have emphasized on, the fundamentals, making your fundamentals right, and encouraged the students to make bold moves and embrace continuous learning. I think one you just mentioned, when we seek an opportunity, don't wait for the when the opportunity is there, try to grab the opportunity, don't wait for it. Okay, so exploring both horizontal and vertical career growth will open up new opportunities for you. Your future is shaped by the decisions you make. So thank you for your thoughtful and deliberate insights. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Reena.
So, introducing our next speaker of the day, we have Ms. Sunita. Yeah, Sunita Mascarenas, an accomplished HR leader with over 15 years of profound expertise in driving human capital strategies and operational excellence across various sectors. Sunita is currently the head of human resources at CLHR. She implements strategic HR initiatives and optimizing performance and enhancing organizational capabilities. Prior to this, she has also led many HR functions at Wake School Foods as senior human resource manager, contributing to more growth and people development. Her extensive career includes leadership roles at renowned organizations such as Tungsten Food Network, EFS Facility Services, and Transfield Services. So today Sunita will be presenting on a very critical topic, navigating the job market, tips and strategies on successful job hunting and interview preparation. From her vast experience in recruitment and talent management, she will share actionable insights on how to effectively navigate today's competitive job market, crafting a compelling resume, and how to excel in interviews. So her guidance will be more invaluable for anyone who's looking to elevate their job search and interview performance. So please join me in welcoming Sunita Mascarenas. Over to you, Sunita.
Thank you. Thanks, Reena. It is Mascarenas. Let me correct. Good evening, everyone. I'm sure we had a beautiful session and insights by Dr. Himanshu and Mr. Jashwant Sharanarthi. Now it is the next level. What we are going to learn now is, as you prepare to enter the professional world, the job market can sometimes feel overwhelming. But today we are going to break it down, explore current trends, and equip you with strategies and skills to confidently approach your job search and career development in HR. I hope by the end of this session, you will have a clearer understanding of how to present yourself to a potential employer. And let us start with the small question and answer or quiz session. Rina, can you?
So the question here is, which of the following is the most effective way to tailor your resume for a specific job application? And we have four options. A, use a generic resume for all job applications. B, customize the resume by highlighting relevant skills and experiences related to the job description. C, focus only on your educational background. D, include personal information like hobbies and interests. You may start giving answers. So we can see many answers popping up. We have given option B as the answer. Sunita, we can see that many have responded to the answer, option B, customize the resume by highlighting relevant skills and experiences related to the job description.
Okay, good, perfect. Let us go to the next question, Lynn.
The question is, when preparing for a job interview, what should you research about the company? The company's financial statement, the company's history, culture, values, and recent news, the names of the employees, the CEO's personal life. So the answer which is popping up is B. Company's history, culture, values, and recent news. This is the answer which is popping up.
Perfect. Yes. Good. So students are well aware of the current strategies and trends.
Yes.
So, yeah, nice to know. Well, post-pandemic, it's job seekers market. It is no more job providers market. A job seeker has the control over the job hiring process now. Job seeker can negotiate better salaries, schedules, designations, or benefit, and nowadays typically candidates have multiple offers and have options to pick which is better for them. You'll be surprised to know there are more open positions than there are people to fill in, which leaves the job seekers to have the control. Yep. Let us go through the slides. Okay, we will go through the job market overview, job hunting strategies and questions preparation for interviews, how to get prepared for interviews. So current trends in the Indian job market is rapidly changing. You can say it is no more like pre-pandemic. Employees were asked to come to office all the 6 days or 5 days and work. Now the expectation is changed. It is like hybrid work model or flexible models. Hybrid work has become widespread post-pandemic, with 58% of Indian organization adopting it. Deloitte India had done a survey, and it says IT and BFSI and consulting are leading sectors in this trend. Industry-specific job growth sectors like e-commerce, logistics, and healthcare are seeing high growth. According to Naukri JobSpeak Index, e-commerce saw a 30% surge in hiring, and healthcare experienced an 18% increase in demand for professionals in 2023. That is last year. There is demand for HR professional in various industries. Say 10 years back, if you ask what were the position, what were the profiles for HR requirement, they were more of recruitment, or it was HR manager, or it was personal manager. Now those roles have been changed. There are HR's expanding roles have come up. It is more of not a traditional functions. Now it is more of people analytics, people experience management, or digital transformation. Such profiles are coming up, or the more of people and culture management. Such roles are coming up and given more value. And diversity and inclusion. Now, focus is more given on diversity and inclusion. Women now comprise 32% of the workforce in Indian IT sector. So, what should we do as to start a job hunting? How should we start the job hunt? We should always know. We should do the self assessment of what is that my strength, what am I good at. We should always know my key skills and the areas of interest, understanding your unique value, like what am I really good at. That will definitely help us understanding and pick up which field I'll take up, and which vertical of HR I can take. And also building a strong resume, tailoring your profile for HR roles, highlighting relevant experience, skills, and certification will definitely attract the talent acquisition or recruiter to look at your profile. How do we attract our profile? We need to have more of social networking. When I say social networking, it is not the Facebook network or the Instagram what we all are into right now. I mean, that also will give us a little bit of networking, but not a proper professional Professional networking will be more of LinkedIn profile. I'm sure all of you have your account in LinkedIn. You put your profile there and exhibit more of your skills, and show that what am I good at, whatever projects you do, you highlight it there. Get connected with more HR professionals and get a membership in HR forums, or have a consistent messaging or updating on your profile will definitely attract the forum people or the HR professionals who are looking for a job, who are looking for professionals to join their team. You can also attend webinars, seminars like what you're attending right now will help you understand what is the trend going on, what is the current market looking in. So this will help you upskilling yourself. We have some small polls to get connected. You can give your response through polls.
Yeah,
Yes.
the polls is flash. Students, you can see that. Presenters will not be able to see it.
Okay.
What is the most challenging part of the job search process for you? The options are writing a resume and cover letter. We have finding job opportunity is like 47% now. I'm going to publish the result in a minute. Networking and making connection is 19%. Writing a resume and cover letter, 11%. Preparing for interview. Okay, finding a job opportunity. I'll take another 10 seconds more. Fast, guys. We got 36 votes on. So far, 38. Yeah, the results are out. Yeah, you can see the percentage. 55% have said finding job opportunity is the challenge that they feel.
Perfect. So you all are aware there are job portals where you can, recruiter will be posting the job along with the job descriptions and the requirements. And the quite popular job portals here in India is now LinkedIn, Indeed, Shine, or there's something called IAM jobs. You be a frequent visitor to all these platforms or portals. You will know what is the job market is, what kind of job openings are coming up. Keep updating your LinkedIn profile, highlight your relevant experiences, and there's some technology. I just want this is a little out of topic from this slide. Impact of technology and automation on HR jobs. There are some challenges happening because of the technology and AI, artificial influences affected a bit to HR jobs as well. Automation of HR functions like payroll and recruitment has reduced the administration burden of HR department in companies like Wipro and Infosys, where AI-driven tools cut hiring time by 40%. So they do not require a person to sit and do work on their payroll or work on the administration work of like onboarding a person, yeah, offboarding a person. That AI is able to do that work. So what am I trying to say is we need to upgrade according to the recent trends. What is the job market is actually expecting from a HR profession? You will get to know where there is a job opening. You will apply for it. And once you apply for a job, you will definitely get a call or an email saying that you will have to appear for interviews. Interviews, I mean, before the interviews used to be three, three times or four times or five times interviews, like 4 rounds of interviews, round of interviews. Nowadays, interviews have interview rounds have also come down because management or the companies want a person to join faster. That's why they cut down now. They have been cutting down many of the rounds which they feel it is not wanted. So when there is an interview call or interview email, make sure you research about the company, make a proper research about the company, understand the culture, understand the values of the company, Google for recent news, go to their LinkedIn profile of the company, understand who's heading the company, understand the company's financials, and understand the branding of the company, who's the competitor, what do they do. Such understanding about a company will help you help you reply to the question. You will be mastering in the interview when they ask certain questions. Nowadays, also, virtual interviews have started, and it is not that face-to-face interview how it used to happen before. Come at 10 o'clock and meet so and so person. It is nowadays few rounds. If there are 3 rounds, first 2 rounds might go as virtual round of interviews. So these virtual interviews might look very casual, but don't be confused. It is still a formal interview. Be focused, be attentive, take notes, don't get distracted, make sure you're being engaged. Yeah. So during the interview, you can always ask how many rounds of interviews are there so that you can be prepared, whether it is second round, third round. Accordingly, you can plan. Don't be hesitating to ask a question with the interviewer. What is the next round going to be, or what is the round of interviews? All those things are not to be hesitated to ask. Practice common HR interviewing questions. It's like you can be practicing some general questions or behavioral questions. I'm sure you know what a STAR method is. Some companies will ask you to make a project and share it back to them. Make sure you share it within the set time or 5 minutes. If they say send it by 1 week, try to send it by 4 days. Be first, be noticed. And if there is a virtual call, attend the call 5 minutes in advance. Do not make the interviewer wait for you. Instead, you wait for the interviewer to join the call. So these impressions will matter a lot. When you have a face-to-face interview or a virtual interview, make sure you are up for the interview. Wear a proper clothing. Just because it's a virtual interview, don't go in a dark or some house wearing dress or some colorful dress or t-shirts, round neck t-shirts. Be little professional. Look that you are looking for a job, and you should look for look professional during the interview itself. This will definitely, I mean, the interviewer will definitely give attention to your grooming and body language. In your communication, be effective, be confident, be active listener. If you do not understand certain questions, don't hesitate to ask back. You can say, I did not understand. Can I get you back? If you do not know certain answers, also you can say that I do not know. Instead of making a wrong attempt, you can say, I do not know. I might learn on it and get back. After the interview, please do not forget to thank the interviewer, or you can send an email saying that thanks for inviting me for so and so interview on so and so date, and I'll be looking forward. This will keep the interviewer think about it that okay, so and so person had attended the interview. It is not that one candidate will attend one interview. There will be a pretty number of candidates joining the interviews. So make sure you leave a footprint that you leave a mark that I had attended this interview. Okay. So importance of upskilling. If I have to tell you that upskilling is pretty important, not only during when you look for a job, but also when you are inside a job, when after getting into job as well, you require to have a lot of upskilling and reskilling. The case study in Indian companies says that Tata Consultancy Services, that is TCS, as through TCS Helevate, TCS has reskilled 2 lakhs employees in cloud and AI technologies, ensuring the workforce remains relevant in the evolving tech lands. Similarly, Infosys, their Reskill and Restart initiative has reskilled 50,000 employees in automation and AI adopting to technological disruption. So all companies are looking at reskilling and upskilling their employees. Similarly, they'll definitely look for candidates who are always reskilling or upskilling candidates. You have a lot of certification courses coming up. There are many companies give you a lot of trainings or certification courses. LinkedIn also has a lot of information on these courses. Sign up. There are plenty of free courses as such. Sign up and get certificates for yourself. That will definitely attract employer while they look for a candidate. Yeah, build a growth mindset. When you upskill yourself, when you're reskilling yourself with a lot of certification courses, it is very surely shown that the person has growth mindset. Is not stuck to, okay, I have my MBA, let me stop it here. I have my degree, enough for me. That instead, if you show some more skills and some more certification, it will definitely make a person think that, okay, so and so person is having a growth mindset. Look at startups, SMEs. Now, for these current trends, there are a lot of startups coming up. You will get to know from the scratch, you have learned about the employee life cycle at 2 o'clock. Dr. Himanshu has told you about what is employee life cycle is. Being in startup, you will know exactly how you will start a job, how a HR department works. So if there is a startup job coming up, don't just say that, okay, it's a startup, let me not go ahead. Take a risk of taking startup jobs as well. It will definitely help you in improving your skill sets. I think I'm done now with this. Okay, there are key takeaways are stay proactive and adaptable, encourage persistence and resilience in the job search, keep a positive mindset and the right job out there. I wish all the best to all of you. Next is going to be question answer section. I'm available if you have any questions for me.
Yeah, thank you, Sunita. Thank you so much. That was, a very insightful session on successful job hunting and interview preparation. So what you have emphasized here, and you have mentioned the importance of thorough research, building a strong personal brand, and tailoring each application to the job at hand. You also highlighted the need for continuous learning to stay relevant in the evolving job market. So thank you, Sunita, once again.
Thank you. Thanks, Reena. Thanks, Godwin.
So next we will have a Q&A round.
Okay, so now our arrangement is that you can use the chat box to start sharing questions. Sunita and few other professionals are here to answer to the questions. And we're also going to share few questions on the screen after a few minutes.
I think we have a question from one of the students. What are the definite skills that are must for any job seeker?
It is more of communication skills, problem solving skills, adaptability, time management, teamwork and collaboration, technical or industry specific skills, or emotional intelligence, work ethics, leadership, or even in non leadership roles, leadership is required. So, these skills will definitely, or you can say networking skills or digital literacy. These are the skills um, which are definitely required skills for a job seeker.
Yeah, thank you, Sunita. We have one more question. It is a career-based question that can a HR be a part of legal team? As I did my foundation on criminology, how can I relate HR in prevention of crime?
So when you are asked, when you're talking about how to use HR in solving crimes, please understand what kind of crimes can happen at a workplace. Okay, number one is crime against people. One of them is sexual harassment. So being an HR professional, one thing that you can stop is that how by implementing POSH, Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act. You can conduct the trainings of the employees in your organization on POSH, number one. Number two, the other crime that can happen at the, in an organization is insiders trading. Now, how can you, as an HR professional, help in stopping that particular crime? Is by ensuring that everybody in the organization is very well versed with the policies which are against the insider trading. And there are regular checks and follow-ups which are happening. Third thing, sensitive information should be in the hands of designated people only. And that should be governed by access. That a particular designation holds access to these many informations and other designation does not have any relation with the access to that. So by ensuring by zeroing down the scope of access to of an employee to a particular information. The third thing is the physical security of the people. As an HR, you can do that by ensuring that in the policies you have mentioned what can be the brings in and brings not things in the campus of the organization. So like knives, nail cutters, all these things are banned. And any employee getting those things inside the campus will not be allowed. He or she will be stopped. So arms and ammunitions, guns, knives, all these things, injections, syringes, all these things are not to become in the campus. This is one. Another thing, you can stop the crime. Now, these are some physical crime. The other part of crime is where the manager is harassing the employee by giving more work beyond the limit, by not addressing the problems of the employee, and by not giving them leave as per the labor laws. So labor law clearly states that every employee must be given a leave after the 12th working day. So no employee can work regularly without leave for more than 12 days. So that has to be implemented. And then if the person is complaining about the senior or the junior or some colleagues that he is harassing, made predominantly might not be the sexual harassment, but any kind of other harassment or threat, those complaints have to be addressed properly. The employee satisfaction. So the employee satisfaction surveys and the other surveys and the open door policy, these are certain steps that that can be taken by the people working in the HR department to ensure that the possible crime rate in the company comes down. So that is it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. There's another question. What are the potential risks or challenges associated with using AI in HR? And how can these be mitigated? So, potential risk in AI, you cannot avoid AI. So, I'm going to answer this quickly in my view, my personal view. I being a AI ethicist who's passionately learning, diving deep into artificial intelligence and a lot of technologies that is associated to AI. So I understand none of the industry, and particularly professional industries, is going to escape AI's influence. So AI is going to be there in every professional career. So you as a HR professional, it's a career that you chose to get into this profession, and AI will have its influence. There are challenges, like many times everything that a HR used to do is now kind of automated. It's taught to the machine. So AI is nothing but teaching the machine how to do things that we were doing earlier. Also, it was the case. However, now machine is thinking little more organized and process. So multiple functions are put into one structure and pushed. So for example, now the human resource management system that comes out, which is a mix of ATS platform, CRM tool, employee management platform, all together. And the dashboards and reports are all very, very predictive, very calculative. So all these are going to reduce, of course, professionals' opportunities. But in my opinion, if we adapt and understand the tools that are constantly evolving and introduced into the market as HRs, keep a vigilant eye on how AI is used in HR industry. You can adopt to it. It's easy to learn any tool here. And of course, as HRs, we are not going to develop any AI tool. We are not going to write codes here. So we're going to anyway use platforms like we use mobile phones now, which again is a very intelligent device, right? So likewise, we use a lot of softwares and tools in our day-to-day employment. So all these came into existence before that it was seen as an AI, or before that it was seen as a threat or a challenge. We all adapted to it. Now we cannot perform better without it also. So it's about the individual adapting to the latest technology and trends that's growing, and understanding what the technological growth is impacting in the professional realm, and understanding your space, your scope, and your knowledge skill on how to face it and move forward. So a lot of additional learning and reading is required. Otherwise, it's going to make your job easy. Say, for example, writing a job description. So earlier it was done with a lot of prerequisite learning, understanding. A lot of factors are factored in. Now, the AI tool is going to give you a lot more clearer output, but it's about how you put your prompt in, and unless you know how a good JD looks like, you will not be able to accept any output that the machine gives, right? So it's about knowing what and why and how only it's changed a bit. So AI is going to only in the way you do things, but the science behind HR, the knowledge that you need to know in HR has to be a human driven thing. So every strategies, every process implementation, everything has to be from you. You're just utilizing this tool. So see it as a tool, not as a challenge, right? See it as a weapon, an equipment, and not as a threat to you. It's not going to replace human being, in my opinion. As far as we learn our core science behind whatever domain we chose, and we will be a subject matter thought leader in it, and we will be attracted towards opportunities because of that knowledge. So that's where I stop. And we have another question. What are the most useful skills in HR for a HR manager, and what are the most challenging roles in today's HR profession?
Yeah, I feel HR business partner role stands out current trend. It's more challenging because it requires a blend of strategic vision, operational excellence, strong people skills, and data-driven decision making. So HR business, HRBP roles role stands out at current scenario.
Fantastic. So business partner role comes along with so many strategic thought, as madam said, and also a business element. Many are MBA students. So business element, business learning towards it, understanding the business, contributing in that HR spectrum is also really, really important. And that's a challenging and most rewarding job as well. How to get updated about the relevant skills needed to the particular job in the market. As the ever-changing environment of job needs, individuals are equipped with these latest skills in the market. So how to get updated about the relevant skills? Dr. Himanshu, do you want to answer this?
Devesh Kumar Lohani. Okay, Devesh. So one question. So one point about this particular question is this: that what are you doing in your everyday life? Your MBA is of 2 years. If you are pursuing PhD, then again, it is of two particular years. The answer of this question, I would request you to look at the life that you are living every day for these 2 years. A part of your entire day, your 24 hours, your 1,440 minutes, minimum 15 minutes to half an hour has to go in doing the research in relation to your field. Number one, the moment you start tracking your domain, your specialization, you get the news exactly at the real-time basis as to what is the new thing that has been added in the field. Somebody asked a question about AI, right? So as Mr. Godwin mentioned, AI in recruitment. In the same way, if I am a student and in the first 3 months of my MBA, I read in news that there is a company which is creating an AI-based software to ease out the recruitment process. In the third month of my MBA study, of my MBA journey, I got to know that there's some relation between AI and HR. When I heard the news that the company is working on a software, AI-based software for recruitment purpose. That is the day when the bell rings that there's a relation between AI and HR. And after that, what do? I will have to start tracking more. I will have to start digging deep into it. And the moment I feel that there is that there's a prominent software which has come or there's any certification course which has come, I will have to take it up. So that is one of the most basic but the most impactful way to keep up with the relevant skills. And that is to track the job market regularly. Number two, to get in touch with your seniors who are working in that particular area, the college alumni. You will ask them what is happening in the company where you work. So they can provide you the exact update on the real-time basis as well. The third thing is you have got social media now. There's a LinkedIn which connects professionals with professionals. You can post a request to the person of your particular field and then connect with them and then ask the same question to them. Number three. Number four, LinkedIn also allows you to start a conversation. So you can create a group. So you can start building up your network. You can start a discussion where you can have polls and conversations can happen where industry experts will comment, they will update you. So this is the fourth way. The fifth way is to use these job platforms, Naukri, Monster and all of that, because they regularly keep on posting job descriptions of particular profiles. So you make an account there and every 2-3 months or maybe every month you you log in and download the job description, the latest JD. See, if I'm pursuing MBA HR, then if I download the job description of HR executive, in the job description, what will happen is the company have already mentioned what are the current skills which are required by the organization. So that is another way through which I will get to know what company demands. That is one identification, that these are the skills which are required. Now, what do I do after knowing what is a skill? Then comes my role when I start preparing myself. Out of 20 skills, what are the skills that will be easier for me to complete? It will be all from my side.
Thank you so much. So there are questions related to culture, value, about the religious customs and practices. I will touch base on the question that I was talking in between where the connection issue was there. So learning and development, you learn what is an LMS, what is a digital learning management platform. You should learn what is instructional design. If you are planning to work with calendars, but as a HR, you should learn training calendars. There are schedules and training schedules that you have to program for the company. So you will learn what is a training calendar, how different companies use training calendars effectively. So there are courses like Helevate, which also teaches you all those things. So it's about how you pursue and move into that. So I have to go research back and come back to you on is freshers are taken into this learning and development zone, usually little experienced, domain specialized people. get into that domain where they will play a trainer role and other roles. But it's a gradual hands-on experience that you should take, as Mr. Jashwant was saying. It's the horizontal knowledge that you have to get in various HR specific domains and then move up in the ladder. So that's how you grow. Okay, so talking about values and culture, I will come back to that, because this is a question we will answer separately. And there's another question. As an HR fresher, in my final year, I find myself to being not able to get any job opportunities other than the recruitment department. How should I equip myself to get into other HR departments other than recruitment? That's a good question. It's a very common problem and the gap that we see, as Helevate is a training program within itself, trying to help HRs get a diverse opportunity, not stuck to only recruitment. So majority of the opportunities in the recruitment, of course, HR means people think it's a recruiter only kind of job. It's someone who's going to find someone and connect them with the company. So that's how it is seen. But beyond recruitment, there are many other recruiter related jobs as well within the company, which a candidate has to know, not just going into job portal, searching for profiles, screening, interview scheduling and all that. Rather, there's something called selection, something called onboarding. There is policies and many other journey into the corporate field, corporate company. So learning on this also is important. So that's where programs like Helevate and many other programs will help you learn all those things. And anyway, we'll take some few minutes later as we move on to understand what all we could learn and what is the holistic approach and comprehensive learning in HR, what and why you start in your college and how you start in various other programs that you see. And Dr. Himanshu also refers to a few of the platforms which provides very healthy HR related programs. So recruitment is not the only goal. It's about how you position yourself and get yourself, ready for opportunities that is there apart from recruitment. So it's about how much you know on what is happening in the real job space, real workspace. So that is what that interview is going to understand if you're passionate about getting into the particular role. So, and number one point is knowing what are the other roles that is available, which we can help you understand, and you can connect with us through helevate@mafagroup.com. Anytime with an email question, we'll be able to answer. Or we will also, you can go to prosculp.co or elevate.prosculp.co and connect with us, and we'll be able to help answer. And anyway, all these registered members will get further more workshops and webinars coming your way to learn more and more about diverse opportunities that is available as HR graduates who are aspiring to get into the HR professional environment. So hope I kind of answered that. And what are the certification courses that are needed to do as a HR student? We included in our CV. Himanshu said, quickly, within a minute, will you be able to answer us? I would say Helevate is the only certificate you need to get a good job. If there are any other such certificates which will help them add to the CV, a CV booster.
Okay, so see, one thing that we have to understand is any help in upskilling is a good enough help to be taken. Okay, and if a help comes from a platform like Helevate, why? Because these people have already curated what is best for the student as a fresher. Okay, so that particular trust is already there. Having said that, I would always say, I always say one thing. It is not the certificate which gets you the job. It is the skill that you have which gets you the job. Certificate definitely starts a conversation, but if you are not able to justify what is there in the resume, then despite of a certificate, even with MIT, or do not help you to save a job. Because when the interviewer asks you the question, you have to ensure that you answer that question and you prove that you have earned that certificate. But yes, because Helevate has already curated and they have already given the right, they help will always be fruitful. Ultimately, my last point would be, I would like to especially reiterate the same thing, that whatever certificate you are doing, you should be able to defend the content which you have learned in that certificate. If you cannot defend that particular content, if you cannot answer that, and if you cannot prove that how the learning that you have got from the certificate will help you to perform better at the job, then there will be a problem. But if you are able to defend it, you will hit a bullseye.
Okay, so we're going to quickly move on to introducing a few things to us. I would request you to stay focused and stay online. It's been 2.5 and more. You've been online. listening to a lot of wonderful insights on HR and the career towards HR professionalism. But stay put. Few more minutes. We will introduce you something really phenomenal, which is going to help you, and it will answer many of your questions in terms of certification, in terms of diverse opportunities, in terms of career opportunities, in terms of job opportunities. There are so much support that MAFA and CL are put together under the umbrella of CL Skills and Career Private Limited, where we exclusively work for career and fresher growth. So ProSculpt is something I'm going to introduce you in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then introduce you to the only HR program in the market currently, which attacks the actual problem in the market after 2 years of research post-COVID to understand what is actually happening. It's not just filling the gap. It's about creating the bridge and helping you move from year to year. So here is the campus knowledge that you have, the academic knowledge you have. From there, you have to move into the professional sphere where it is much more different and the expectation is different. So that connectivity is done only through spending more and more time with professionals, right? So there is quite amount of opportunity that is created to this platform, and assessments and many other handheld solution towards career growth is the key factor here. So that we're going to see, and we've already collected all the questions here. So we're going to have another discussion round through an email or through an article, through blogs, through many opportunities. We're going to start sharing answers to these questions, which are more, we spend more time on answering it through many other experts, and we'll put them into a capsule, and we will release it as HR Launchpad post feedback or post comments on basically on the questions that are shared here. Fantastic questions, and we're talking about how to deal these approaches as they are matters of non-professional or reason of getting rejected. There are questions which are frequently discussed by students. So this is a fantastic question. So whoever asked this question, I think it is Vice Subair. Okay, and Subair has also asked another question: what would be the roadmap to becoming a corporate trainer? Yeah, so I see this need, and we are working on something. So Dr. Himanshu is into that field, and there are a few other experts who will come together, building solutions for this, where we can give you a roadmap, where we can give you a workshop on how to pursue this dream of yours to become a corporate trainer, an L&D expert, and on that go. So very soon, say within a month, things are going to happen. Point well taken. So you will have definitely get a workshop on this through Helevate HR Launchpad, and it is going to be a very fruitful thing. Stay put and ask more questions like this, which will help you. So I'm going to stop this question answer session and jump to another presentation, which will give you a deeper dive into how MAFA and CL as a passionate company towards helping students is trying to solve certain career-related challenges. Career-related per se, it's all about opportunity, right? It's about, I'm talking about opportunity that we can provide. So it is not, you should understand, it's not a new company or a small institution or an education institution which is trying to help you. It's a corporate entity which is already proven in the market, connected with so many institutions, and helped a lot of professionals like you to gain career growth. So with a stack of complete HR and technology and many other infrastructures in play. So ProSculpt, as you can see, it's under CL Skills and Career, under the CL Group umbrella. So this ProSculpt plays a very vital role in giving you a career push, right? So of course, your placement team is there. You are studying, you are gaining fantastic scores and certifications. All that is there. But as you pursue further into internship, your academic excellence, your examinations, so many stuff. And before you complete and finish the journey of MBA or engineering or any of the degree, you also need a job in hand. So you need a support medium which will help you connect with the employer and your institutions together, and also expose you to the latest assessment and technical advancements that are happening in recruitment and selection process. So introducing you to those things, giving you pathways to understand and learn and experience those assessment models, and also giving you impact skilling which is required to clear interviews. Now, not everyone is pro in taking interviews and communicating well enough of whatever they know. You need help. you need that additional guidance. Of course, that's the reason why many of your colleges are providing many upskilling and many factors. And it's also that HRs don't end up only in an HR agency. There are so many other industries which we are connected with, and there is so much in the market where you can explore and go in as a fresher for internship sake, for many others sake. So CL Skills predominantly has so many USPs, which I'm not going to spend more time into it. And the another plus point is we have offices across India, connections across India, 4,000 plus corporate connects. Name any big companies, they would be either a client we have served or we have given candidates. Till now, we have placed more than 4 lakh individuals in the past 33 years, in which 70% or close to 70% are freshers. Okay, with that asset, with that connections, there are so many institutions that have already collaborated with us. So there are many approaches we take in helping students find better job. So I'm talking out of HR here. I'm talking about career solutions that can come through ProSculpt. So ProSculpt is a free login where you can go in. And right now, you won't find a lot of jobs. However, premium subscribers get more opportunity. But that's a secondary step. First, create a login anyway. You will get the e-search through that. And you also have the job ecosystem, which is the employer, the college, and the candidate connected together. Okay, so that the triangular connection ProSculpt makes. So the platforms gives all that opportunities. And we also work very closely with institutions on campus drives and many other virtual campus drives, physical campus drive coordination. There are so many supports we provide the institution, again, impacting the students to get connected. And I like to introduce something called Jombe. It's number 1 or number 2 manager level assessment platform in India. Jombe is ruling the market now in terms of CXO level assessment and manager level assessment. And Mafa CL owns Jombe. It's our own company. So we use that corporate level actual job related assessment concepts and research material to build assessments for freshers. So that's what ProSculpt is built with. ProSculpt employability score, which I'm going to show you another 5 minutes, is completely powered by Jombe's psychometric and other aptitude, managerial level and communication level assessment techniques that is used to build this assessment. And that's the assessment you get to take through ProSculpt, which again, companies value and companies would match it because they're going to use the same assessment to assess you to commit. So there are many assessment. Close to 80% of the companies now have started assessing candidates through online platforms, proctored assessment. Many technical advanced products are used. So we have from the personal, from the aptitude level, from technical level assessment, the whole process is there. So you can see the approach model is pretty straightforward. So there are about 10 steps we follow. I'm not going to dive down deep into all these steps. I'm going to try and get you a lot of information and see what is, I'm going to give you more information on how how the platform is going to facilitate you and help you. So straightforward approach, you onboard, you get few materials to read and listen on the career skilling, about 180 hours to 8 hours now, free of cost, where you can access it as a member. And you also get job fairs and virtual job fairs, webinars, and many other conclave opportunities as a member, as a free member. And premium members get another extended job postings. As of now, you won't find many as a free member, but as a premium member, you will get a lot of fresh job postings. So you should understand ProSculpt is only for freshers, only fresher jobs, only fresher assessment, only fresher opportunity upskilling. So everything connected to freshers, irrespective of the domain, ProSculpt is a platform you have to enroll and join. So I'm going to give a quick glance on something called Mafa Employability Score. It's a high value, not a high value, it's a little expensive now, but it's going to be discounted for people who participate in our webinars and seminars. More than 60-70% of discount you would get on this. So you can get these as you go in, and we'll send you all the offer and many other coupons that is available for you to utilize. So you can assess through academic to many other variations, and you can get it. So there is a fantastic model we have, particularly for institutions, and you should talk to your placement directors also about this. Institution can use it, individuals can use it. We call it first time manager, so FTM. So there's a training model on first time manager, There is something called uh, deeper career craft. It's particularly built to train you 30 to 40 hours on various aptitude, psychometric and verbal related abilities, and give you assessments as well, pre and post assessments as well. So it's a combination of a lot of things. We also give very specialized focused one-to-one GD training, group discussion trainings for engineering and manager level candidates. And we work with colleges through that. And we also provide mock interviews where industry experts can be made to come to your college one-to-one and help you, make you talk and give that real corporate experience in interview as well. So many colleges use it, many institutions use it, and it's another beautiful solution we provide. So we're trying to solve things through three problems we are trying to solve. One is upskilling, one is the career connection with the corporates, another one is the placement struggle that we have, and all this is handled through a lot of solutions within ProSculpt. And talking about resume builder, so every free member of ProSculpt gets a resume builder inside ProSculpt. And you trust me, I've screened thousands of resumes in my career, and recently we've been working with close to 200 institutions. More than last time from an institution, I got some 60 resumes, passed out students, all are MBAs. So I felt very bad looking at about 50% of the resumes not up to the mark. They're not ATS ready. They're not strong enough. So ProSculpt gives you a free resume builder where you can easily feed in data and it can build your resume and you can take a download of it, share it to people. So that's another beautiful thing, comes for free. So resume builder is there, and it's a combination of stuff that is researched out to make sure you find a better job. It's a full stack platform from logging in to all journey, you have it in, and it will take care of everything. Your specialized employability scores called MES, MAFA employability scores for graduates, for MBAs, and for engineers and all put together. So we also have a dedicated placement team which helps with colleges on, it's called an extended placement division. We only collaborate with the institution. Individual students cannot get RAPA. It's called, I will also, when I talk about Helevate, I'll tell you how the combination of HR learning and RAPA is going to get you a lot of sure shot interviews and eventually collecting an offer letter in HR. So as I told you, the offerings in ProSculpt is student, institution, faculties, and employer. So these are the very key metrics that has to be tapped in, and there are specialized solutions for each and every stakeholder here. And the solutions are straight towards career, new career opportunity, career growth, and henceforth. So this is one simple mind map I like to share with you how interview scheduling as a mandate results in offer letters. So if we prepare the student or the candidate well with a pre-assessment to understand where they stand in terms of their aptitude and technicality related knowledge, and then give a training on it, and then do a post-assessment with that output, with a scorecard. When you start scheduling customized course-specific interviews for the candidate through experts, recruiter, and give a feedback after it. If they are selected, good. If they are not, there is a feedback interview. Then give them another opportunity. So what if someone can do this for you as a managed service? And that's what MAFA does. Many students need it. So this again comes through college. So individual students can't avail it. College has to collaborate with MAFA to get RAPA, the placement solutions as such. And so these are some beautiful things that's there to take away the worry of, will I get a job? Will I get a good job? Will I get a HR job? Will I get a core job? So all that is all that is removed now through ProSculpt. So that's in a nutshell what ProSculpt is, and more deeper and lot more informations can be taken from prosculpt.co. And we are there for you anytime to talk about and share more knowledge on your career growth and career health, and a lot more things happening. We are planning physical workshops and job fairs and conclaves in various parts of India this year. And December, we are planning a mega opportunity drive called ProSculpt Propel, expecting 10,000 students to participate, probably in Chennai Trade Center or something similar to it. So now, in a quick glance of what is Helevate, I'm going to take 5 minutes to give you an download on what is this HR elevation program by MAFA. Okay, it's a very vital training program which is developed out of research from the MAFA group, which is spent 33 years in HR enterprises solutions, understanding whenever we send candidates, particularly fresh candidates into the market to our clients, as for a job opening in HR, we see there is a rejection. This is particularly post-COVID. So what do we do to fix it? So our founders, directors sat together. Why not we train, use our infrastructure, use our expertise, use our skill set, our technology, our H Factor, our course player, Jombe, to build a fantastic program, which is a certified program for HR professionals who are aspiring to get into HR, and give them this course. So that's what happened. Last February, we started, we closed 2 batches, and Helevate comes in 4 products. One is level 1, a thinner product which is suitable for people who are in the 4th semester or students who have cleared and still wanting to get into HR. So you're cleared and you're stuck in a BPO or a non-HR job. And after 2 years, after a year, you want to come back into HR mainstream. Helevate 1, level 1 will help you. It is a very thinner 24-hour program, but it's a 3-month journey. You have to take only evening classes at 6:30 to 7:30, 2 classes per week.